Hey, it's Aaron. This time I wanted to talk about a Willy's. So Willy's Flathead, to be specific. I was in the barn and found this Willy's military. I didn't even hesitate. I didn't look at the cost benefit or anything. I just hit the buy button. There was no, am I going to get value out of this? And then I pulled the engine and put it on the stand. So here at the engine stand, I'm just going to tear this entire thing down. Start to finish all the way through. You can see I love these engines. I've worked in real life on probably around 20 of them in various formats. I worked at a place that had a forklift that ran on one of these. I've owned a couple of Jeeps. I've known a lot of people who own Jeeps and helped them work on theirs. Just a lot of Willy's experience with these, and I just love these things. And they're super simplistic, so even in the game, it shows how simple these engines are. When you compare this to, say, the last video I did with the Viper V10, or you compare it to just a pretty standard, like, overhead valve V8 or something, these are super simple engines. They were built the way they were because at the time that they were invented, this was the most robust technology available, and it still is one of those just you can't kill this engine easily designs. So that's the heads already. Very simple to do. Now we'll pull off some of the front accessories. There's only like 3. There's only actually 2. The water pump is, I guess, technically an accessory, but there's no power steering pump or anything on these because they didn't have power steering. Then you'll see the crankshaft pulley, a couple of brackets, timing cover, and that's pretty much done. Okay, with that off, we get the carb. So the Flathead is really cool. It has the intake and exhaust right next to each other. You can see, so here we're doing the intake, and once that comes off, that manifold comes off, now you're on the exhaust manifold, which is literally right next to it. Because the way that the ports are set up on the Willy's design, where the piston is determines which of those ports is open. And so you see here we flip it over, pull out the air pin, and underneath we'll go through the, so there's the camshaft keepers, and then we'll also do each of these pistons. These are in terrible shape, so I'm glad it's being totally torn down in this. A lot of rusty bolts in here too. Okay, with the last of the pistons out, we can pull the crankshaft and now the block. I'm going to run over to the table and repair all of this stuff. One of the most tedious things in this game. Okay, with that finished, we head back to the engine stand and start rebuilding this engine. Start by mounting the block, and there you go. And then it's basically the reverse of what we did to tear it down. Throw in that crankshaft, buy some new pistons, because the old ones aren't any good, new flywheel, and so on, and just put the whole thing back together. I forgot the mechanical fuel pump, or I forgot to tell you about it, but anyway, yeah, just put the whole thing back together. When we get to the part with the clips here, I always forget these, or at least I often forget them. And so at the end, that will be the reason the car won't run, is because I didn't put clips on the distributor or one of the air cans or something. That's kind of a thing. But anyway, you can see I'm having to shop for a lot of parts during this because a lot of the parts either can't be refurbished or were on this particular vehicle were so far gone you couldn't do anything with them. So I'm just I just go through and I make a shopping list as I go, and then when I get to a point where I can't keep going without buying parts, I jump in and buy all the stuff I've put on that list. And then I can usually progress forward pretty quickly again. So throw that bracket on, that will allow me to put the alternator on, and so on. So I can just run through and finish this off. And then we look around the engine, make sure we got everything. Oh, there you go. I missed the timing chain and the cover. And then there's going to be a crank wheel going on. Like so. Now like so. There we go. And then the belt, which I don't think I bought. Yeah. And the fan, and we're pretty much finished. Usually I have a couple of these on hand, but this is a different design than a lot of the other engines. So there we go. And then we just spin around and make sure that everything is installed and done. And that's the engine build. All finished, ready to go into that GP.